Alright, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect right here, right now with the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. We got Hardcore Montana live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
What it do, world? What's up? DJ Immortal, Outlaw Radio.
Hey, man, I gotta say first and foremost, man, we've been digging your music down here in Canada, bro. So, you know what I mean? You are such a talented individual, and when I heard your music, I knew I had to get you on the radio station for an interview.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I gotta ask you, man, how's everything on your end, man? Because I know right now, 2020 was this a trailer, man, of 2021, unfortunately.
Yeah, everything kind of started moving a little bit slow for everybody around here. You can't really travel and do all your shows and everything. They kind of shut us down, so it kind of put us in the mode of writing more and staying at home and working on more music and everything, getting stuff together, which is what I needed to do anyway.
But I gotta ask you, man, taking you back to when things were much more simpler for everybody around the world, but what actually made you decide to get into the music industry initially?
Oh, man, shit, you gotta understand, I grew up in, Chicago back when Colors came out and they were break dancing and everything, when the first rappers like Rappers Delight and all that came out, and, man, I just been a fan of rap music ever since, so I was pretty good at writing, poems and everything like that, so one day I just kind of took, 2 or 3 poems together and said it really fast, and it sounded like a rap. So I've been rapping ever since, actually. Pretty simple, but I've been doing it.
And I gotta ask, man, that first rap, did you ever actually record that, or was that just something you just kind of freestyled and just did?
No, I just freestyled it and did it, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of basically, I just fell in love with rap music pretty much because, I grew up on all the legends, not even just legends, the pioneers, Beastie Boys and all of that hip-hop and, Kool Moe Dee and all of those. So I didn't start actually doing my first studio until I got with DJ Live back in the early 90s, 91, 92.
Hey, man, so those are some phenomenal groups you named as well, man. Me personally, I'm a huge Beastie Boys fan myself, man. I actually have a Beastie Boys tattoo, man. So, I'm...
For sure.
But I gotta also ask you, man, as well, you were actually the general manager at South Camp Records. I was wondering, what's the story behind that record label? And of course, man, how did you actually become the general manager?
Well, we do a lot of talent search here, and I'm one of the, since I'm a Memphis legend, they always have us come in and we judge the talent when they come in and perform and everything. And we had this little gig at Soccer City with one of my friends from 3MK, Kevin Boyd. And we basically, I picked 4 or 5 other artists. They R&B artists. I got some hip-hop artists and some singers and everything. And I put them to the side, and they really didn't have all their paperwork done and didn't have this together and everything. So I've been working with them ever since. And right now we had a deal with Sony, and I think we working it out to switch over to somebody else. But I've been working with those cats, and we've been filming music videos. A lot of those videos got picked for the Black Film Festival. So they named me the general manager, and the other guy, Jay Soul, is the CEO.
And I have to ask you, man, who is currently actually signed right now to South Camp Records?
Well, right now we have a guy, he does live music a lot. His name is D Jammin'. Really good artist, so if y'all get an opportunity, please check him out. He's working on his album right now, and actually we're getting ready to shoot him another video as well. But his name is D Jammin'. DJAMMIN.
And also, man, in 2008, you actually dropped the album Shit Is On. I have to ask you, what's the story behind that phenomenal album, man? Because I got to say, that's one of my favorite projects by Hardcore Montana.
Oh, dude, I actually, this is no shit. I went to jail back in, I think it was 93 or 93. Yeah, it had to be 93. So while I was in there, I wrote the whole shit is on album, like no shit. And when I got out, me and Livewire were kind of into it, so I went over with Street Smart Records and basically signed with Tommy Wright, and we pulled out some tracks and we put our mind together and came up with that album and just put it out. And I did it all in like almost like a week or whatever. And hell, I just pretty much forgot about it, and next thing I know, I started getting all these calls and messages from overseas and people sampling the music and using it and loving it. So, which is a good thing, because now I'm remaking the whole album, but on with newer and hyper tracks and upgraded verses.
That's actually really dope, man. And I got to ask you as well, when you said you wrote that record when you were actually incarcerated, did you find that actually, like, being in jail actually, like, made you lose your inspiration on writing? Because I know some individuals, you know, just being alone kind of, like, it gives you a lot more time to think, but other individuals, man, it really, excuse my language, but fucks with your mindset.
No, man, I'm actually, I do pretty good in solitary type environments, like alone. Because I was the only child for a long time. I sat in my room. It was pretty much like a jail cell. So I had to be very creative on things I had to come up with to do. And I have a very, very broad imagination. So
most definitely, man. Me personally, I did a little bit of time as well, man. And you know what? I find myself the same way, man. Just being in that space alone, doing your own thing, man. You know what? You get a lot of amazing ideas, actually.
Yeah, that's what happened. Exactly what happened. I was in there and I was like, well, fuck it. Like, you know, I wrote about being in jail, wrote about, like, how people are and what you got to watch your back for and things like that. And just drug life, gang life shit that was going on that I saw and was involved in.
And also, you were the CEO as well at Black Hand Enterprise. I was wondering, how did that company come to be? And, of course, what services do you actually provide for the general public?
Okay, so for years I've been doing things to stay ahead of the game. So you always got to be one step ahead. So when everybody, I remember a time when rappers was just you were a rapper, you was the rapper. Like you pull up and it could be a million people outside. You say you a rapper, everybody just believe you and ran towards you. You can get signed just by rapping in the bathroom style, but things changed. Everybody's rapping now, like. Kids, 4 and 5 year olds rapping, TikTok, every kind of shit you got, all social media available to them. So, in order to stay ahead, you got to think about it. What do all rappers need? Boom, music videos. So, I started buying and investing in music, tracks, and got a studio built, and I started buying cameras and learning how to film and put together projects of, like, movies and music videos for artists, and that put me in a whole nother bracket because now all the artists were coming to me, and I started doing that. So that led to me having a publishing company and a record label and everything. So I went on ahead and made it my LLC.
And I gotta say as well, man, I actually really think I really love your logo as well, man, with like the hand and whatnot. I think that's actually really cool, man, really creative.
Yeah, well, basically the thing behind that is a lot of these artists that's been signed through the years, and I'm talking like 10, 15 years, like I have had a help or my hand has been in it. I hardly ever get the accolades, of course, but I have had a hand on it or in it or been a part of them being becoming who they are today. But you never see or hear about me. So basically that's what the black hand means. It's like the black market, but the black hand. I'm there somewhere. You just got to look for me, just move a few things around, but I'm there.
And also, in 2015, you were actually featured on the compilation album, the Uncontrollables. I was wondering, how did that project come to be for you? And of course, what was it like actually just taking part in that compilation record?
Oh man, that was actually pretty good. I'm surprised you even know about that one, but it's kind of weird because I had got married around this time. Like I wasn't actually married think I was married when I actually did the album, but before that, the guy, his name is they call him Mr. Freeze, but his mom, me and his mom got married. But when I met his mom, he brought me home to introduce me to him, and he knew who I was. And he pulled it to the side. You know who that is? Like, yeah, that's what I'm going to tell you. You going to marry, blah, blah. So it was kind of funny. And he was like, well, I've been listening. I grew up listening to you and everything. So, and he was working on the album at the time. So he asked me to come in, and we did a couple songs. I think he put like one or two of them out. But, yeah, that's a dope album. I just wish he would push it a little bit harder.
And I have to ask you, is this still available like on the net to actually listen to today for like our hardcore Montana fans that didn't have the opportunity to check that out? Is it still out there, kind of floating around the web for us to check it out today?
Yeah, the Uncontrollables, yeah, it's out there. I actually pulled it up. It was on my SoundCloud, actually, on one of the it was one of the albums on my SoundCloud. I downloaded it. But, yeah, you can just put it in there on Google, pull it up, it'll pop up.
And also, Halloween of 2019, you actually dropped a single, I Got Heart, featuring Gangsta Nip of the South Park Coalition. I was wondering, what's the inspiration behind that phenomenal single? And, of course, how did yourself and Gangsta Nip actually get connected?
Oh, man, I got, it's one of those deals to where, like, you know, like one of those Jesus Christ moments where, you know, you're not welcome in your own city type of deal where a lot of people don't work with you or do things. You reach out to them. So I was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to reach out to my fans and my greatest mentors and people I grew up listening to and love. So I reached out to Gangsta Nip, Spice One, and a few other cats. And, I mean, they immediately, boom, just started working with me. And I love Gangsta Nip, man. Like, matter of fact, I talked to him, like, yesterday. We talk almost every other day. And I can't wait to work with him again. But, yeah, we did a damn good job on that one, and I can't wait to get the whole album out. He don't know it yet, but I'm working on, for this coming Halloween, I'm working on another one called Demonic Cloud. And I'm going to try to get him on there, and Brother Lynch Hung, all the sadistic, bloody, murderistic, baby-killing motherfuckers.
And well, Steph, I gotta say, Brother Lynch Hung has some crazy, crazy dark lyrics, man. But he is such a legend out in Sacramento, man. And surprisingly, he's actually a really nice guy. So I want to let our listeners know: don't ever judge an individual from their lyrics, because they can have they could have the most messed up lyrics and be the most humblest individuals ever. So.
Oh man, he is a great guy, man. Him and a lot of other people like Rapping Forte and all them, man. They personalities are great. They'll give you the shirt off their back. Brother Nip, same way, man. Like, you cannot judge a book by its cover.
I most definitely agree on that. You know what I mean? A lot of individuals nowadays, especially in like 2021, man, so many individuals look at someone and just judge them without actually getting to know the character.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's like, though, we move on.
And also, January 15th of this year, you actually released Fried Chicken and Hot Sauce featuring Fasho Belafonte. I was wondering, how did yourself and Fasho actually get connected? And of course, where can our listeners buy or stream themselves a copy of that single today?
It's on all social media. It's everywhere. Like you can just pull it up on Amazon, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. It's everywhere, actually. So it'll be easy to find. Just type in Fried Chicken and Hot Sauce. I'm working on a music video in the works as we speak. But Fasho contacted me. I guess he flew in from Atlanta, I guess, and just so happened I was in the studio with DJ Zerk, and I left the studio to go to another studio, which is in the same building. And actually, I was in there with Gangsta Pat and some other cats, and he went to the DJ Zerk part of the studio and was in there the whole time. We didn't even know we was in the building together. And then when I left, he left the studio. He called me like, hey, man, you want to get together, blah, blah, I got something I want you to hear. And so I heard the track, and like, yeah, man, we dropping this motherfucker, like, for sure. So he gave me the idea about it. I wrote it and dropped it, and shit, I just released it.
And I gotta say, man, that song is absolutely phenomenal, man. You know what I mean? After all, the name says it all. The name has fire right in it, you know? Fried chicken and hot sauce. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah,
already know there's
it's
some
like a
heat coming off
comedy,
of
you
it.
know what I'm saying? But it still don't have that mental seriousness and it kind of like, you know, what we kind of going for. I guess you'll see the funniness in the music video as you can see what we're going to put out on it and how you really supposed to look at the song. But as far as the song, I love it. Like, it teaches you how to fry some fucking fried chicken.
Hey, man, you already know. But I gotta ask you, Hardcore Montana, what is next for you, man? Is there anything I happen to miss during this interview? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote while we still have you here live on the Canadian airwaves?
Well, I do have one thing actually. I was just involved again, Black Hand Enterprises, in a music video we just did. We redid One Blood. Just out. It's only been out about 2-3 days, so I encourage you to get on YouTube and all the listeners to go listen to that. Watch it on YouTube. If you notice, I'll be the first one you see in the video standing at the store on the phone. That's me, Hardcore Montana. So please check that out, and also be looking out for a new album, which is a remake of Shit Is On, which will be called The Messiah. Give me I say about June, and I'll be releasing that one on all social media.
And I got to say that that's a great way to actually start off summer as well with some brand new hardcore Montana. So, ladies and gentlemen, mark them calendars because you know hardcore Montana is bringing summer. Before summer even hits.
Oh yeah, like I'm just surprised you say something because I do have one other deal. Like it's already out too, by the way, which was one of my producers who produces like all my songs almost. But Mr. She, y'all should know him. If not, please go on there and check him out. So I'm all over his album. We have a song called For the Summer actually, and it's called Summertime or yeah, I think it's called Summertime. But we did some songs with Bushwick Bill right before he died, so you'll be able to go and listen to some of those on his album, and you'll actually be able to hear them on my album I'm getting ready to release called Hardcore Montana, and I got like 2 songs with Bushwick Bill on there as well. But yeah, just type in Mr. She name, Mr. SCHE, and all of his albums will pop up.
And I have to ask you as well, man, because I'm a huge Bushwick Bill and Ghetto Boys fan, man. So I have to ask you, did you when you did those features with him, were you actually in the studio with Bill, or was it just kind of like over the internet type features?
Oh no, man! You know he has a kid here, so basically he's in and out of the city. So basically, when I needed him, he was outside the city. So I flew him in and got him some rooms and shit. I picked him up. We rode around for a couple of days, and actually somewhere on Facebook Live, we got a live video of me and him at the gas station. And it's a funny story, but man, I don't even want to know or tell you why we got into a fight that day. But I'm like riding down the street, and me and this guy like fighting in the truck. It was kind of crazy that story, but it was funny. I just can say that I actually fought Bushwick Bill, and then he got back in the truck. We rode and had a good time. Went to Mr. She's studio, dropped a couple songs. Then the next day he came back, dropped a couple more.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You know what I mean? The other person alongside you that can say they actually fought Bushwick was Willie D as well, man. Like, you know, for a little guy, Bushwick was a scrapper, man.
Oh, he's strong as fuck, dude. Like, this motherfucker grabbed me. I thought I was gonna squeeze the breath out of me. Don't ever get close to him. I mean, I know he's gone now. Rest in peace. But I love that brother, man. I miss him. He'll be truly missed. I've been kind of sitting on a couple of songs and just waiting to release them. It's just got to be the right time, you know.
And I gotta say, like, I actually had the opportunity to speak with him a couple weeks before he passed away. I didn't get a chance to interview him, but he was actually on Instagram Live, and I guess he was having an issue with the hospital or whatnot, and he was throwing out a phone number on his live, and he was like, hey, check up on your boy Bushwick, call this number. So at first, I kind of looked at my wife, I'm like, should I call this number? Like, would it be weird? Like, so I called the number, I said, fuck it, you know what I mean? I called the number, next thing you know, I heard Buddy, his cousin on the line. He's like, who's this? I'm like, yo, my name is DJ Immortal, blah, 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 from Canada. He's like, Canada? Next thing you know, he hands the phone to Bill and goes, "Yo, this is homie from Canada." I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Yeah, in the end, he was working with some everybody, man. Like, you know, all he really cared about is for us to do everything we can to take care of his family and his kids, because he didn't have enough time. Well, he had the time, but he didn't do it in a timely fashion to set everything up for them. So whatever I can do, I'm sending to his estate.
Most definitely. Rest in paradise to the late great Bushwick Bill. Gone, but most definitely never forgotten.
For sure.
And also, Montana, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. But of course, your social media handles. That way our listeners can stay updated on everything Hardcore Montana if they're not already doing so.
Yeah, everything. Twitter, Hardcore Montana. IG, Hardcore Montana. Snapchat, Hardcore Montana. Facebook, Hardcore Montana. Spotify, Hardcore Montana. Like everything that is a thing. TikTok, Hardcore Montana. Please go subscribe. www. Whatever you need to do, but check me out. Please subscribe to my YouTube page as well, Hardcore Montana. And shit, I just basically want to give a shout out to Outlaw fucking Radio and DJ Immortal.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for just giving us a little bit of your time this evening and coming on the radio station, man. You know, I've been enjoying your music for quite some time now, so just being able to chop it up with you live on the air was an absolute honor.
Oh, man, it's an honor, and I appreciate you. Man, shout out to Canada, man. Be looking forward to coming out there one of your award shows soon, and hopefully maybe you can put on a show and let us come out there and perform for you.
Hey, man, most definitely. That sounds great. Hopefully this COVID-19 situation ends actually soon. But unfortunately, the way things are going, we got like 5 new strands running around, so it's like, damn. Shit's mutating
I
like
know.
a motherfucker.
Slow mo, but for sure. Passport's still ready. It lasts 10 years, so.
Hey, man, well, hopefully it doesn't last that long. You know what I mean? Because my white ass will be pretty old by then.
Yeah.
But anyways, Hardcore Montana, thank you so much, man, and most definitely have yourself a wonderful night, man. Anything you need, don't hesitate to reach out, man. You already know we're connected.
All right, man, for sure. Y'all stay up.
Most definitely, brother. Have yourself a wonderful night.
Love.